Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to RFL. We're here for round 6 around Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. It's me, XER Button, and I am joined, as per usual, by XER Sam. Hello, Sam.
Evening. Obviously, you wouldn't have been here last week, so a little bit of catching up is in order.
Yeah, I did actually watch the race, so I'm good.
You would have. Alright, that's fine then.
Yep, I did indeed watch the race. But, I mean, the championship's starting to hot up, and there's a couple of things we obviously need to discuss about tonight because the race is a little bit different. But Albert Park, they have changed the layout. I don't think this is an updated one for this season, but they have changed the layout on the circuit, so the little chicane that used to be there that everybody got annoyed by is no longer there. It's now a curving right-hander and then a left-hander, and it is so much faster. You can also take the right-hander just before it a lot quicker as well, so that's been changed slightly. But then you come to the part after the S section, the right-hand corner, where there is a massive curb on the entry that if you hit will spit you into Narnia.
I mean, the reprofiling, I believe, will catch a few people out.
Yeah, I mean that curb on the inside is probably going to spin a couple of people tonight because it's just, I mean, it's heavy. Once you hit it, it's ridiculous. But as I said, we're here at Albert Park, and we are obviously just waiting for the drivers to come in. So we'll jump into standings. We do have the updated standings. So obviously Vapid's still in the lead of the championship with Scott W in second. Paraquix is sitting third with Antsmaz fourth. Kirby in fifth with Tom Gorey in sixth. Checo in seventh. Cal in eighth. Angelissimo ninth. And then obviously Adam Lee in 10th place. So the constructors as well, Red Bull still at the top. Well, actually Red Bull and Williams, interesting to note, are both equal on points. And Aston Martin is only 1 point behind. Alpine are sitting in fourth, 3 points behind Red Bull and Williams, and 2 points obviously behind Aston Martin. Then we have Haas in fifth with 49 points, Mercedes in sixth with 35, McLaren in seventh with 31, AlphaTauri and Ferrari sitting 8th and 9th on 30, and then obviously Alfa Romeo on 28. So every team has scored points. There is no one sitting at the bottom of the table with 0 points. Obviously it's going to be heating up the championship because we're round 6, so we're not even halfway into the season yet, but it's already looking very, very close. I don't know if there's anything you want to point out from last week's race that you want to bring up for this one, like for what happened during the race?
I mean, it was I would say it was an interesting race at points, but not really much, to be honest. If you already kind of had a look over, sort of skim over, you would have obviously seen most of the stuff that actually happened. I mean, Paul Ricard's not exactly the most exciting of circuits, but it was kind of made do with what there was there.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Ricard, in my opinion, I know some people disagree with me, but I absolutely hate that circuit. The curbs are too high, they just unstable the car so much going through the corners, and it's just ridiculous. But there is one thing we need to move on to before the drivers obviously get going and we get the session underway. Tonight is not a normal race in RFL where we have a short qualifying 5 lap race, 50%. It's actually a reverse championship for
I could probably read you the order of how the grid is actually going to go for the start, because it's in the league announcements page.
Well, on screen you will see there is no qualifying. It's reverse championship order for the 5 lap race. Then the 5 lap race obviously decides the order for the 50% race. But yeah, go for it, Sam.
So your order for the reverse grid order is going to be Mike Knight on pole with VC Ryan alongside. RA and Alex will be third and fourth. Zerka, Mark and Matty will be fifth and sixth. The other Matt and Dillworld 7th and 8th, with Senna alongside Scrub in 9th and 10th. Nathan and Pred 11th and 12th. Adam Lee and Angelissimo 13th and 14th. Cal, the two Aston Martins, Cal and Checo 15th and 16th, Kirby in 17th, Ansmas 18th, Scott is in 19th with Vapid at last.
Yep, obviously Vapid being the championship leader will start last. As we said, it's not a normal race tonight. There is no qualifying.
It's a different mentality as well if you're a faster driver of how do you get through the field in 5 laps.
Yeah, basically Vapid is going to have to do a max from last week. Start last, try and finish first. So it's going to be challenging. But obviously it's not for the race win. It's for the race order for the 50% race. So if he does manage to get through the entire field and to the front and first, then he'll start on pole for the 50% race. But as per usual, the rules still apply for points. First, the top three, in the 5 lap race score points, and then I believe it's the top 12 in the 50% race. So rules still the same on that aspect, but it is obviously different with no qualifying, reverse championship order for the 5 lap race, and then normal proceedings after the 5 lap race, basically. But we are going to jump on board with the live screen because we are about to get underway. The countdown timer is on for qualifying, so I've got to say I'm actually looking forward to this one. I absolutely love Australia now. It's one of the best tracks I've ever raced on, just because of the free flowing nature of the track now. Because that S section they took away was just painful to go through, because if you lost traction, you were in the wall on the exit, or if you hit the curb too much in the middle of the corner, it would just literally spit you into the wall on the left, or you would spin on the grass. So quite happy with the different layout around Albert Park. I don't know about you, Sam. I don't know if you feel the same.
I'm the precise opposite of what you think. I absolutely hate the new layout, considering it's not the layout that not in terms of the layout, I should say actually, it's the reprofiling. I don't know why, but it's the same thing with Spain. I don't know why, but I just really struggle to get traction, and randomly just losing grip out of nowhere is a big problem I've tend to find on a couple of new profile tracks this year.
Yeah. Do you know what I think? I probably think it's down to the actual cars themselves bottoming out because they're not very good in slow speed corners. And I've noticed myself when you're in a low speed corner, you tend to lose a lot of grip. And obviously the car, it doesn't really necessarily bottom out. It just does not grip enough coming into the middle of the corner or the exit, and you have to try and tend to fight the car. Um, but we are just coming up to the start of the 5 lap race. I believe there won't be a formation lap like there was.
No, not in the 5 lap race. I will
Nope.
be in the 50%, but not in the five. So I'd say this week round, I think your more interesting place to look is probably going to be near the back to see how the drivers at the back get on, rather than the front,
Uh,
which is going to be a weird way of saying it.
I mean, technically yes, but I would like to see how the slower pace drivers, if you can call them that, are going to manage up the front. Because obviously they're used to being down the back or in midfield, and now that they're up the front, it is a really good idea because it throws people into the mix that tend to not be so high up the grid order, if that makes sense. But as I said, it's going to be interesting to find out. Um, but we obviously are giving the drivers a couple of minutes. Going at 08, so we are going in 2 minutes. We will be starting the 5 lap sprint race for round 6 in RFL. Got to say as well, I've been enjoying the racing so far. 6 rounds in, well, almost 6 rounds in, and some awesome battles on track. Especially with, I mean, some people have. I know the game's been out for quite a while, but some people are just starting to get to grips with the new cars and how they handle, and they're starting to find their stride, and some people are struggling. So it's kind of interesting to see how some people are coping with that and how some people are dealing with it, shall we say. Um, because I've noticed quite a few drivers who were had exploding pace on the last game, not necessarily exploding pace on this game. They're kind of having to build up to it, so it's kind of like starting all over again.
It also depends on how much some of these drivers also play the game, I suppose, because the game this year, I mean, what I've been seeing sort of through social media, that sort of thing, some people haven't quite had the same motivation to play this game as per previous.
Yeah, I've uh, I've been seeing the same thing as well. Most people either, I wouldn't say ducking away from the game, they're just basically wanting to bow out until obviously things are improved or patched or fixed. But us knowing Codemasters that well, the chances of that happening are better than, well, actually, I'm probably better at getting a job for Activision than that. So, um, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, they could prove me wrong. I doubt it, but they could prove me wrong.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, depend as I think we are just about to go.
yep, the countdown timer has just came on screen. You won't see it because of the banner across the top of the screen, but it has came on screen. So we are just about to get underway for the 5 lap sprint race in RFL. Um, I'm actually looking forward to this.
Obviously, no, obviously cold tires in the start due to
Yep,
no formation lap is going to mean that some depends on how quickly some of the drivers can actually get through. So let's see how it all plays out.
yep, and we are finished with the countdown timer. And as you can see, it's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and it's started. And VC Mike actually gets a decent start, but Alpha Artie gets a mega start. And Vapid's already passed Cal 17. Oh, someone's already
Oh,
spun.
that's
So
that's
fresh.
so fresh that's round.
Yep. So fresh has
There
spun.
got there's side by side between Angelissimo and Dill, I believe,
Oh, there's
for what's
cars
fifth place.
everywhere. Oh,
Oh, there's
and
been a collision at the back. I
yep.
believe Scrub has been hit by someone. A Still World still goes side by side. Managed to go round
Oh,
the outside there.
and
Not good exit for NT.
no, Cal has actually nailed a
Alpha is
Mercedes.
dropping back already. Whoa, there goes NT off the losing a little bit of traction. Here comes Dill around the outside. Artie's crowding him into the wall a little bit. There's going to be contact here. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on there.
yep. On the grass into the wall. He's lost his entire front wing as well, which isn't a good sign. Oh, he's just
Oh,
been
and I don't think
rear-ended
Dill's
by
happy
Alpha.
about that. He's
Yeah. And he's weaving all
Yep.
over the place just to let Alpha Artie know that he's not impressed.
Rapids up to 7th, by the way, as well.
Yep.
Oh, R8, what are you
Oh,
doing?
okay. That was an audacious dive bomb, that one.
That's not a dive bomb. That's
Oh, he's
yep,
on the
RE.
grass.
That's what's happened there is RE's just not left enough space. Dillow's lost his entire front wing, and then let's just say that it has not gone down well with RE, who's just decided to take his own, and that's not the way you do it.
VC Mike has gained a 2-second lead over VC Ryan out in front, the two brothers.
JDM side by side with Adam Lee going down towards turn number 3, I believe.
Yep, the Ferrari and Alpha both sharing the Ferrari engine, going one-on-one with each other.
Around the
Oh,
outside.
that's
going to be an audacious one if he can pull up. However,
yeah, he does.
that is nice, good, well pulled up there from Adam Lee and
Yep.
Angelissimo to JDM to leave the space.
Yeah, respectful racing between Adam Lee and JDM F8. Scrub receives a 2-second time penalty. He's all the way at the back. XR Leclerc's at the back as well, as the two Aston Martins go head to head. But Cal backs off and lets Checo go through. Is he actually? Yes, he is. As Alpha
Alfarty's got a 3-second penalty for
Connor Cotton.
gate. It's Scott and Anthmas, I believe, as well. Been battling as well.
So as we
Got
are
Berserker Mark in the background there. VC Mike, I believe, has spun.
He has, yep. He's give up the lead to VC Ryan. Now he's going to have Adam Lee all over the back of him. He did have about a 2-second advantage, but that's just completely
World
evaporated.
and Vapid. That is Vapid up to P6.
Yep.
Kirby's going to potentially. Oh, there goes Sen out the race. Out at not the second to last corner, I believe. So here comes Kirby on Dillworld, who still doesn't have a front wing, but is still going round.
Yeah, that's I mean, if that was a real race, I'm pretty sure he would have been.
He's actually going to re-challenge Kirby going into the next corner, but nope.
How has he still got downforce on that car?
Not sure.
Oh, and Scott goes a little bit wide on the exit of the corner there.
Angelissimo 3/10 behind VC Ryan. VC Ryan struggling a little bit for pace again compared to Angelissimo.
Yeah.
Who is about to make the move here. Going into the left, right, left. Or the right, left, right, I should say. Not left, right. It's just left, right, not left, right, left. DRS enabled for the Ferrari driver. This is probably not your place you're going to make the move, but that's an easy move
Oh,
down the inside as
JDMFA is
JDM is out of the Grand Prix. Side by side,
Oh!
there's been contact between JDM and VC Ryan. I think that was side pod contact.
Yep, Angelissimo spun. Now he has to get going
VC
again.
Mike just retaking the lead again. Adam Lee trying to go round the outside at the final corner.
Oh, what a move. But he's not got it done just yet. VC Mike fighting back.
Side by side. Adam Lee's going to be on the outside for turn 1. He should back out here to get a better exit. However,
Oh, what a move. But he gets a 2-second penalty.
Time. He potentially could get that removed if he feels that was a bit an aggrieved move there. As Stillworld as well, still without a front wing, I might add, is going to now be passed by Berserker Mark round the outside.
I've got to say, Adam Lee had, that was and his Berserker Marks off the track, but Adam Lee had DRS there, and the straight line speed of that
Stillworld
Red
has let him
Bull.
go back through. I think Stillworld was a little bit argy-bargy on the. Yeah, he was giving up the position there to Berserker Mark.
Adam Lee had DRS down the straight from VC Mike, but VC Mike's Red Bull was able to keep up with him. That Red Bull has some straight line speed to be able to keep up with the Alfa Romeo. Oh, Adam Lee's out. He's just crashed. I just jumped on board with him as he crashed.
That's going to be a place where people are going to find that you can potentially lose the back end that's coming out of that corner. Adam Lee starting in 17th. That's not going to be ideal.
Vapid's going to be under pressure from Kirby. Vapid doesn't have DRS to the car in front, but Kirby has DRS to him. Is Kirby going to go for a move?
RA is wide. So Fresh going to try and go around the outside the final corner. However, may lose the position to Scrub here, looking at the battle way back here. Scrub trying to go side by side, a little bit of contact. So Fresh, a little bit, not quite enough space left as here comes Scrub, trying to make the move down towards turn 1. The Mercedes driver not going to be close enough on this occasion. However, So Fresh runs a little bit wide.
Yep.
Oh, that's a little bit of contact.
Yep.
Yeah, that's momentum there. That was no momentum for the Williams versus the Mercedes there. However, we're going to go back to Kirby, I believe, who may well be getting very close to the back of Vapid. 0.2 of a second between the Mercedes and the Alpine, currently for third place, and the final point in this sprint race.
They also have Angelissimo directly behind them as well. It is also the last lap as well, so this is where it counts. Vapid really well to get up to P3, but look how close Kirby is to the back of that Williams.
He's going to have to make it into the last couple of corners because he's not got any RS. Neither, I believe, has Vapid in front.
Nope. Both are running out at ERS.
I think he's just going to hold on to that position there in that final point.
Yep, he is, but VC Ryan is coming across to take the victory with VC Mike after a spin in second place. Vapid will take P3 with Kirby in P4. Angelissimo is going to take P5 with Scott W in 6th. ERL Antsmaz in 7th. Berserker Mark takes 8th. Dillworld with still no front wing takes 9th with Scrub in 10th. NT25 will take P11 with Alpha Arty in 12th, but nope, XCR Leclerc jumps to 12th, Cal jumps to 13th, Checo to 14th.
And then R dropped down to...
Yep.
And then So Fresh retired in the final corner, I believe.
Yep, he did indeed. I'm being warned as well. If you hear screaming, my wife is watching WWE Clash at the Castle because Drew McIntyre is wrestling right now for the championship. So if you hear screaming, it's probably because he's won.
Oh. Alright.
But there we have it. The 5-lap sprint race is over. So let's... So as you can see, VC Ryan takes the victory and will score the maximum points in the 5-lapper. VC Mike takes second place, gets points as well. So does Vapid in third. Kirby obviously just misses out on the points in fourth with Angelissimo fifth. Scott W takes P6 with Antsmaz in 7th, Berserker Mark 8th, Dillworld in 9th, Scrub in 10th, NT25 11th, XCL Leclerc starts 12th, Cal 17 F1 13th, Checo 14th, Alpha Arty 15th, I believe So Fresh will be counted because he crashed on the last lap, so he'll be 16th. Adam Lee DNF'd, as well as JDMFA and XCR Senna as well.
So that sets up our grids. A few of the people have made their way through, however, I don't think a few people were not quite as high up as they would have wanted to be.
Yep, quite a few people. Quite a few people will be not as happy with where they are finishing. But we still have the entire 50% race to go yet. And that's where it really matters, because that's where the actual points will be scored. So we are just waiting for obviously the start of, or actually bring us up to the screen to start the 50% race, where the drivers will choose their. Well, actually, no. I think Vapid has to do the custom grid first for the 50% race. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah saying, I think she likes Drew McIntyre. Angelisa was saying, I'm in pain. Why are you in pain? If you're in pain, you shouldn't be racing. But then again, I've seen quite a lot of drivers delay pain or pain relievers just for basically to race. Yeah, if you just heard the scream,
Try did.
Yep, I heard it as well. Kirby saying that was fun. Vapid P19 to P3. Yep, I was so close to greatness. You're in pain because you didn't get. Oh, right, yeah. I mean, Kirby was very, very, very close. So, yeah, I mean, he was extremely close to the back of Vapid. So, most fun I've had in a while. Yeah, I mean, that was only a 5 lap. So let's see what happens during the actual 50% race.
It would be interesting to see. Obviously, some of the drivers, say, managed to funnel their way through some of the traffic now. It'd be interesting to see how they funnel through the traffic with a little more time, I suppose.
Yeah, now that race strategies will come into play and stuff like that, so we're obviously gonna wait and see what's gonna happen for this, because it's a little bit different to a 5 lap race. Obviously they have to plan out the strategies, go a lot further into the race. Okay, I am not reading that out on stream, Scott. But yeah, it's going to be a different ball game for obviously the 50%. It's okay with the 5 lap because you're just on one set of tyres and you can basically go hell to leather till the end. But the 50% race, you have to actually think about strategies, and obviously if you want to run less fuel, you're going to have to figure out how to save fuel if there's a safety car. This is everything the drivers have to think about. Because, I mean, if there is a couple of safety cars, you can actually get away with under fueling the car. Because every time I race and I put more fuel in the car, I always end up with about 3 or 4 laps over. Alex saying, I've been doing well driving as Latifi, always finishing last and starting last. Do you know what? Never sell yourself short, Alex. You never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen during the race. But yeah, as I said before, apologies if you can hear screaming in the background. I heard some of it. So it's it's Dill World. Okay. I was just about to say, who's TR Turtle? But yeah, apologies if you can hear the screaming in the background. My wife's downstairs watching a WWE event with a Scottish wrestler, so but obviously we are just waiting for them to put the custom grid on, and then obviously he's changed it to 50% already, so Um, we will wait and see.
Uh, yep. Okay. Right. Well, he's away. We'll just have to keep. While we're just while Will is sorting that out, a little bit obviously interested to know in the chat what people's thoughts are on the new layout. Obviously from the chat, obviously what everyone thinks. Just like a little bit of discussion while he's way sorting out the some other stuff in real life in terms of that. You managed to sort that out now.
Yep, I have managed to sort it out. Yeah. Uh, I mean, we've got a couple of minutes to kill. We can probably talk about real life F1.
Well, obviously we would have had a qualifying, but I don't know how many people haven't seen qualifying yet, so obviously we can't say it. Well, I suppose there are
yeah,
spoilers in it. Most of
best
the
to
chats
save.
that we actually have.
Yeah, best to save spoilers and stuff for if people want to sit back, because some people may have been at work, some people not. So we'll have to wait and see.
Although, as I say though, talking about sort of real life, sort of say real life F1 and sort of leads up to that sort of thing. What who do you think would be the best sort of if the most up and coming driver from F2 to take a seat in F1 at the
Oh,
moment?
um, from what I've seen so far, I would say I don't know if I'm probably gonna butcher his name, but I think his name's pronounced Portier.
Porsche.
Yeah. Uh, I think he's got I think he's got the right attitude on track for F1. So I definitely think he could be a good shout. We actually have 20 drivers now. Who's joined?
Yeah, someone joined
Oh,
late, so we had
it's Q11.
19. Oh, so we have so he'll be at the back. Take the remaining Alpine seat. Alpine, AlphaTauri.
Yep, he will indeed.
Hmm. But yes, obviously F2 being a lot more about money now. Is that the case really, or what you think, or
Um,
you reckon it's all about the talent?
I mean, yes and no. I would say half and half. Obviously, you need money to get into F2 sponsorship and stuff. Otherwise, I mean, they always say in Formula One or Formula Two or wherever you go, that the money talks. Um, but I mean, a normal Joe can't just get into a Formula Two or a Formula One car and drive it. It still takes some skill. I mean, for instance, have a look at Callum Ilott. He's now in IndyCar, so there must have been talent there somewhere for an IndyCar team to see something in Callum Ilott to take him on. The same as people like Roman Grosjean, who's now in IndyCar, and Marcus Ericsson. Um, it just, I mean, I would say it probably depends, because they always say there is no free ride in Formula One or Two. But then there was, I can't remember his name, Alex Zanardi, I believe his name was.
Yes.
He basically got a free drive in Formula 2, and then went to Formula 1, and then obviously went to kart, which was IndyCar now. But um, so there
That would have
is,
been the 90s or the 80s, wouldn't it? If I'm
yeah, it
correct.
was, I believe it started in the 80s and went into the 90s. But I mean, it's times from then to now have obviously changed, but still, I would say it's still similar, because you do need to have obviously backing and sponsors and stuff so that you can actually um, race in Formula 2. I don't believe that's where most of them start, though. I think most of them start in Formula 3, or obviously karting is where they start.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, you could go into a few drivers that are now not in the sport that had a lot of money and say, well, they couldn't stick around, so they basically left. But I mean, it's not like they left motorsport altogether. They literally left Formula One to go to a different motorsport. Um, or a different form of motorsport, whether it be IndyCar, NASCAR, or wherever they went. I believe even some of them went to Australian supercars, I think. But I think it's a balancing act to try and keep to a minimum now nowadays. But I mean, most people probably agree and say it is all about the money and stuff like this. So, um, I mean, that's just my opinion, though. It's not fact. Um, but for me, I think it's split down the middle. You have to have backing with the money, and you obviously also have to have talent to drive the car. Because I mean, look at George Russell. First time he was put in the Mercedes, I think it was Bahrain. He almost won
It was
the
the
entire
Bahrain.
race.
It was the Bahrain short circuit, I believe.
Yep, he almost won the entire race. If Mercedes didn't mess up his pit stop. So,
Not once, but twice.
yep, exactly. So I mean, some of these drivers do have talent. Like, there's quite a lot of drivers in F2 that have got a lot of talent. So I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm literally waited with bated breath to find out the lineups for next season
Hmm.
because it's going to be interesting.
I think a few of the lineups have been confirmed for next year.
Yeah, like Mercedes, Ferrari, I believe. We
Ferrari,
know
Red Bull's probably going to stay the same.
we know Alonso's going to Aston Martin. We know Oscar Piastri signed for McLaren.
That's the thing. Who do you think is taking the second Alpine seat?
Uh, well, the rumours going around is Pierre Gasly. I don't think it'll be Gasly. I
Well,
think,
he wants to find a way. He wants to find a way out of the Red Bull family so he can go and drive elsewhere and actually have a future career because he's never going to get out of AlphaTauri.
well, me personally, I think it's either going to be Daniel Ricciardo or Sebastian Vettel.
The thing is, no, Sebastian Vettel's retiring.
Is he? I never saw that.
Yeah, Sebastian Vettel is retiring at the end of the season.
Might be Daniel Ricciardo then. I think it depends on who they can actually sign because Alpine may not be able to afford Ricciardo's wages.
That's the thing. Like Ricciardo's not at the peak of his performance like he
Mm-hmm.
was when he was at Red Bull, and he was able to give Max Verstappen a fight on many occasions when he was at Red Bull. He's not the same driver as he was then now.
Well, there's also one other thing to take into account. He may not go to Alpine because he doesn't exactly have
That
the best
team
relationship
was
with Renault.
originally Renault, yeah, because obviously that team originally was supposed to be built around him, if I'm correct.
Yes, Alpine were renamed, but they still run. Um, Alex and he thinks Ricardo should go to Alpine. I mean, he's not got the best relationship with Renault. Um,
And obviously it being still Renault E-Tech engines, if I'm
yeah,
correct now these days. How I think they're rebadged to E-Tech these days.
yeah. I think Renault just renamed the team to their racing team Alpine because they have Le Mans cars that are Alpine. Um, that obviously race around Le Mans and stuff like that. So I think they just made it a part of that family. Um, but then you have to he'd take a pay cut if he has to and show that he's still got the sauce. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you have a look at where Renault were when Ricardo was there, the car wasn't exactly at its peak. Now the Alpine seems to be a lot faster. So, um, meh. I mean, we could see Daniel Ricciardo return to Renault under Alpine, but I mean, for me,
Hmm.
it's probably highly unlikely. Um,
I mean, the thing is, haven't Haas also some? Well, the thing is, some people have been throwing Haas around, but the thing is, I don't know how much longer either. Well, I know Kim might going to be a few longer term in that team, but Mick Schumacher in a few years where he could potentially go.
well, there's even talk of Colton Herta from IndyCar
That was
coming
one
over.
thing I was also going to bring up. That's the thing. Also, have you seen the thing that's been going on with him? Is we're about to go and just get on with the actual race, so just try and keep this short. But the obviously he apparently two of the team bosses will refuse it or want to tell the FIA not to grant him a super license so he can actually race in F1.
Yeah, because there was talk about McLaren buying out his contract. Um, so, but because I watched the practice for IndyCar last night, and they were basically talking about it, and they said that McLaren may actually be buying out his contract. I mean, it's it's definitely
McLaren's going to pay 21 million dollars out for Daniel Ricciardo's contract.
has comes to an end this at the end of the season, doesn't it?
Yes, but he was on a two. I believe from what I've been hearing, apparently McLaren might have to pay 21 million out to Ricardo for breaking his contract because he was supposed to be on for another year or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Uh, I have no idea. I thought his contract ended in 2022. Um, I mean, it's obviously right now it's all speculation, which is good. Um, but we have to get back to this race. Also to note,
That was all just kind of filler stuff, kind of while we're
yeah,
just waiting for everything
it
to sort
was.
of.
Do you know what? It's a really good conversation to have with everybody in chat. See what their opinions are on stuff. GDM is on softs.
Interesting strategy. Maybe he wants to go. Maybe he's going soft hard, or he's going soft medium medium. Who knows?
Uh, Possibility, but I mean those softs go off very quickly around here.
Softs
Um,
in general just go off quickly in this game. It's
yeah.
just a trend I tend to notice. Like the softs do not last. I mean, it might just be new handling model that maybe causes this, but I don't. The softs just don't last.
Yeah. I don't think. Um, yeah. I don't think the softs are. I mean, to be fair, there is some circuits where you can run the softs and it's quite easy, but I mean, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're not viable in the race. Um, Quite a few people actually disqualified from the formation lap, so
Yeah, I know that Alpha, Artie, and Adam Lee were immediately, so something happened between those two.
maybe wheel spin
Uh,
off the line and hitting each other. Oh, and there's
oh,
a
and I've
Haas.
just seen a Haas in the
I
background.
think that was VC
That's
Ryan.
Scott.
Oh no, it's Scott.
Nah, that was
Yep,
Scott.
Scott.
Scott is on that. Scott is on the hards. Los Angeles Small, Antma's. Oh, VC Ryan's not hit his pit box correctly. Neither is VC Mike.
Well, people still not used to the grid
I
formation.
will go back to about P11 onwards.
Yep, I just need to wait until VC Ryan and Mike come actually back in, so because they're grayed out for me. But we are about to get underway with the 50% race. There we go. We are back, and I'm still at the back, so I'll jump on board with VC Mike as we have got 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Massive wheel
It's a
spin
good
from
start
Mike.
from NT in 11th.
What
He's
a.
immediately jumped past Scrub. There's going to be a four. NT is man. Oh, he's
Oh,
made contact with NT's trying to. That's very aggressive, and he's over the gravel. That's not good from NT.
Vapid has just got a massive start and took the lead. He has jumped both VC drivers off the line.
NT, oh, he's still being aggressive around the outside, although it is not working now. He's got gravel all over those tires, so that's going to be real fun. He's side by
Oh!
side with Scrub.
Dill World
Oh,
just
still
spun
world.
and got hit by. I don't even know who he got hit by. Safety car's out.
JDM. Oh, there's contact. JDM's just ended up, I think, with damage on the back of. What is going on here? JDM is going to have to give those positions back,
Yep, he
unless
will
he
be
over. Yeah,
told. He'll be told to give the positions back.
I think he's had more than a few. There we go.
Um,
So we have. Is that a full or is that a virtual?
nope, it's a
That
full.
is a full.
Yep.
That means this is a chance for JDM to get off those tires and actually put himself up into get himself on a set of maybe hard tires.
Yep, it definitely is. Give me 2 seconds.
Ooh, JDM's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flag, ignoring the yellow flags. Oh, Leclerc's hit the back of Artie. He's clouted him, and that's a 5-second penalty for a collision for Leclerc with Artie there. I think he was caught out a little bit by the braking of the McLaren in front for Scott.
Um, well, as we said before, any penalties you receive, grab your race director and submit it if you feel like it's. Well, actually, he probably won't be able to. I think he'll have to serve it in the pits when he does actually stop. So it'll be. I mean, he could
That was a
potentially serve it now if he pit for hards.
I think he's managed to get away almost without damage. Oh, I don't know what Artie's doing in front. He's
Maybe trying to keep his tyres warm. We do have 2 people in the pits, Berserker Mark and GDM.
yeah, Berserker Mark got hit by NT on the start. NT tried to go through a gap, and he did actually partially hit the Alpha Tauri, which put the Alpha Tauri off into the wall, and I think took off Berserker Mark's front wing.
Well, just a note at the start. Coming off the start, I believe VC Ryan and VC Mike got massive wheel spin, which allowed Vapid to go straight down the middle of both drivers and take the lead of the Grand Prix. So, brilliant move and brilliant start from Vapid. Got a mega start. But now he's going to have two very fast Haas and Red Bull drivers behind him, especially, as well as Kirby and Alpine just behind them as well, and Ansmaz. Scott W as well, Angelissimo. Yeah, this is looking pretty spicy for when this restarts, but we are obviously just waiting for Berserker Mark and JDM, who both
Interesting to note that both are on softs.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're going back in the pits potentially, or if that was a mistake. JDM, I wonder why he's gone back onto softs, because of the fact that he started on the softs.
Yeah, that means he's going to have to pit. I mean, I don't. Fair enough, everybody has their different types of strategies and they'll think it works, but I mean, for me, I don't think that makes sense. He's going to have to make another pit stop sooner than everyone else.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on these two and see if they go back in the pits again, which I believe they may well do that, and the safety car will stay out. They haven't yet caught the back of the queue, but Leclerc is in. Leclerc is now in. Zerkamark's carrying on, and so is JDM.
Yep, I thought XR Leclerc would be in to serve that 5 second under the safety car.
Yep, he had obviously. He did have wing damage as well because he clouted the back of Artie's car.
Well, yeah, served that 5 second and has put the hards on.
The hards.
Yep. So
he's going to be going to the end potentially if they're depending on safety cars, etc.
I mean, the safety cars would probably help him prolong the life of the tires. Obviously, it won't if everyone behind him jumps onto the softs, but then again, if it gets that far into the race, he can just jump onto softs himself.
What's going on?
I have no idea. Adam Lee and Alpha Artie keep switching places.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is the game told Adam Lee to let Artie go back through? Is Artie overtaken illegally? What, Artie? You don't want to be sitting that close to the back of another car. Let's be 100% honest.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Oh, I think there is definitely something going on here. This is just going to cause chaos in the start if this all happens.
Whoever is in the wrong needs to go off track to let the other driver through.
Yeah. Or Artie's being way too impatient. You're under safety car, you can't overtake yet.
Well, XR Leclerc's caught the back of this train and he keeps cutting corners. Oh, Adam Lee has just spun off track.
I will say that was entirely on his own. He wasn't hit by anyone.
I was on board with Artie at the time. Safety car is in this lap.
Well, so that is cost Adam Lee. You can't get your position back. You did go off track there, so you can't go anywhere. I will keep an eye from about 6th downwards.
Well, we are back on board with the leader, Vapid Coot. The safety car is coming back in, and we are about to get underway for green flag racing once again. I don't think Vapid's went just yet. He's still warming those tyres up. But he has went. No, he hasn't. He's still not went yet. And VC Ryan is chomping at the bit.
Complete chaos.
Yep, he's went.
Angelissimo's going to get caught out here. I think Ansmans and Kirby are going to go side by side. Ansman's lost the position there. Angelus is trying to go round the outside. Ansman's is going to defend it. Kirby's out in the grass. He's going to lose time, and that's going to give him some dirt on those tires. Angelus went up to P5. Scott trying to make the move as we see. There's few. I think that's NT is spun. Scott spun as well. There's been some chaos back.
Yeah.
A little bit further back. Cal trying to go side by side with Alpha Artie. Side by side as well, further up between Adam Lee and Kirby. Adam Lee doesn't quite, as Cal gets the jump on Artie once again.
Yeah, that spin on Scott was actually caused by Alpha Artie diving down everyone on the inside of turn 1, I believe.
He won one, and Alpha Artie going side by side. Alpha Artie is just dropping back now. May well have damage off of that, who knows?
Well, look how close Cal is to the back of Adam Lee. All over the back.
Kirby as well.
Oh, VC Ryan. Goes down the inside of Vapid and takes the lead. Oh, Mike almost hit the back of Vapid, but is literally pushing the Williams through the corners.
We've got Kirby still very close with the back of NT, who's still very close to the back of Scrub. NT runs wide at the final corner. That is an invitation. All that's required for Kirby to go up the inside. as Adam Lee is into the pit lane, so I'm assuming there is damage on that Alfa Romeo.
Yep. Only one retirement 5 laps in, Dillworld, which obviously caused the safety car. So we are currently up the front. There is gonna be some battling down the back. 3 people are obviously on. Sorry, 4 people now, as Exia Senna pits as well. For the soft compound tyres.
Yeah, obviously damage for him too, I would think.
Well, still very, very close between the top 5 drivers. Scrub not close enough to
You got
Angelissimo.
VC Mike as well, looking very close at the back
Yep.
of them. He's actually going to go for an overtake on Vapid. The two VC boys, potentially, even though they're in different teams, working together here, as VC Mike trying to go round the outside.
Can't quite make it, but he...
Using a little bit of battery to try and get past now. Vapid's probably going to have to defend the inside here, so VC Mike's going to have to go round the outside. Going to be close. Can he undercut? Oh, a little bit of a moment there.
He's going to have to watch for Ansmaz just behind him as well.
I believe Berserker Mark has spun. Yes, he has. It was only a half spin, but it's cost him a lot of time, and he's got so fresh for company. Kirby now as well is stuck on the back as Kirby's about to go for the overtake on Scrub down the inside towards turn 1. Scrub isn't really going to fight that at the moment. Obviously different tyres between the 2 cars there. Whereas I don't know if Scrub will come back. He may well think about it.
Nope.
No, Scrub decides not to. Got Kiwon looking at the back. He's stuck between the 2 Aston Martins at the moment, 9th and 10th. With Kiwon on 11th. He's close behind those 2. I believe Angelissimo, by the way, as well, is trying to maybe we're going to have a look at Ansmaz here.
Well, Scott W is all over the back of Alpha Artie. Oh, Artie goes a little bit too deep into the corner. It's only 1/10 behind him. He could try and make a move down here. He's got a lot of ERS, and Artie is using his ERS to try and stay in front of the Haas. It doesn't look like he's going to do it though. It looks like Scott W may get past. He doesn't. Oh, he does! What a move round the outside into that corner. But Alpha Artie gets the drive back on Scott W and manages to take the place back and get himself back in front.
P1 has managed to get past Checo as well. I've just noticed further back. I think Checo may have made a mistake, and that's how that's happened. However, Vapid is going to re-challenge VC Ryan up at the front. VC Ryan takes the defensive line, goes back to the race lane, realizing he's not going to have to defend it all too much. So I believe that is Adam Lee at the back in the Alfa Romeo, who's had a little bit of a moment in 18th. Vapid with the DRS, obviously it's a double DRS zone. Can he get close enough to the back of the Haas? Decides not to go for it.
Oh, that was an audacious move from Scott, but he manages to make it and gets past Alpha Artie for P12, the final points place. So, massive battle, and Berserker Mark's just behind Alpha Artie as well, so he's on softs. This could be his own 5-lap-old softs though, so his tyres are probably going to be dying soon. Just massive battling all over the track. But we're only 7 laps in. There's still quite a few laps to go for this race. But look how close Berserker Mark is.
Yep, however, I may want to also direct your attention to the gap between Vapid and VC Ryan up at the front. Vapid's going to go for the inside. VC Ryan hasn't covered it.
Oh, almost contact.
Oh, Mike is going to think about it down the inside in the next corner. Vapid runs wide. That's gonna slow Vapid down. VC Ryan's gonna go for it into this corner. Oh! That was always gonna happen.
Yep. Mike.
That's allowed Angelissimo and Kirby. I mean, that will be investigated after the race. I would assume, considering the fact that that was very clumsy from VC Mike to go up for a move there. It's a very tight line as you go into there. As Kirby and VC Mike go side by side. However, Kirby's defending the inside. VC Mike's going to have to go round the outside. Obviously, with the fact that he got slowed down and that loss of momentum, that's promoted Ansmaz up to second. As VC Mike is nearly losing the back end. Angelissimo is going to take advantage of it. No, he's not with the yellow flag. Does have to give the position back. That's parked on the apex by VC Mike. Angelissimo now trying to re-look for the move. Not quite close enough. Vapid obviously not in the best of moods after being spun. Will be looking to get past as well.
Just a note as well, Kirby has pulled out of the DRS of Mike.
Yep. I
So
wonder, I wonder if VC Mike might have got damage off of that.
look how close Angelissimo is to the back of that Red Bull. Oh,
Cal and NT side by side going into the right-hander. NT around the outside. That's a great move there. Cal
Angelissimo's
on not
going.
much battery as well. And as well, Kiwon's going to dive down the inside of Cal now. Is into the third final corner.
Well,
And I believe
Angelissimo's just passed VC
Kiwon's got the
Mike.
move done.
Angelissimo has passed VC Mike, so he's dropped down to P5, and he's now got Vapid right
JDM
behind
and
him.
Artie are going side by side as well. I think there's been contact. JDM, I think, has been spun.
Oh,
As
NT's in the
the
pits.
NT is into the pits. Yep, as I think Mike Knight has now returned the position that he did actually gain illegally by spinning the Williams in front, but it has cost a fair bit of time for the Williams driver.
Yep, Antsmaz up to P2, Kirby up to P3, Angelissimo just in front of Vapid up to P4. So a couple of places
Ansmaz
lost.
is looking at the gap between Ansmaz and VC Ryan. This is the thing is, at the moment, Ansmaz is in a good position here with these tires, with the fact that he's on the hards, whereas VC Ryan's going to have to go onto the hard tires, whereas VC Ryan's going, whereas Ansmaz will be going to the mediums. However, the move may well be done around the outside here with VC Ryan defending the inside. In the Haas from the McLaren, he's going to cover it off. However, the DRS being enabled at the next corner, he's going to have to get down the inside if he wants the move done. Ansmaz is going to VCR's going to crowd in towards the corner and try and get him on the grass. Ansmaz tries to break later. And the Haas, little bit of a moment. That's going to slow him down. A lot of wheel spin for Ansmaz. That's going to allow Kirby to potentially look at him, and that's dropped him out of DRS.
Yep, it has. It now throws Ansmaz into the clutches of TM Kirby just behind in the Alpine. But Ansmaz given a wiggle there. I don't think he appreciated the turn in for that corner, not given space. But as we said before, that will be down to the stewards after the race if anyone has any
Kirby getting a
tickets.
better exit out of turn one, and it's up the inside. Ansmaz doesn't really fight that, but at the moment, that may well be a good decision for him considering the tyres he is on.
Yeah, I mean, being on the hards, he's going to go a lot longer into this race than Kirby and VC Ryan, so he probably wants to fight less. Having a look back down the order, not much going on. People still have some good gaps.
We have some close gaps. As I say, I think Scrub may well be under a little bit of pressure soon from Kiwon, but I don't believe Kiwon's going to really make a move here. I think Ansmaz, by the way, is still going to be close as well. Obviously, I haven't made the mistake. He's going to be looking to make a move on Kirby, but I don't believe he's going to be able to make that until the main straight.
Well, K11 just went a little bit wide coming out the exit of that corner as Adam Lee sets the fastest lap of 1:22.552. As So Fresh
and Leclerc went side by side further back. Oh, that's Leclerc out. That is going to be a safety car. I would assume that would be. Yep, that is NT without a front wing.
It's a safety car. So we have another safety car, but the leader has actually passed the safety car, so every single person will have to pass the safety car. So let's see.
Yep, they will also be under Delta at this moment in time, so they do have to be careful.
Vapid's coming out on hard, so is VC Mike, so is Checo. Scott W is on mediums.
It's too early for the hard runners.
Well, Scott W is on mediums, Berserker Marks on hards, Alpha Artie's in the pits, mediums. So Fresh.
So I'm opting not to pit yet. VC Ryan and Kirby not pitting off of the mediums. Neither has Kiwon or Cal.
NT's on softs. They're definitely not making it to the end.
Yeah, he's probably gonna come back in again. I mean, he didn't have a front wing after the collision with Leclerc.
So we are under safety car again. We're just waiting for VC Ryan to catch back up with the safety car. Obviously, everyone has to still stay to a delta until they get to the start-finish line, and then pass it, and then the delta should disappear for all the drivers. But 11 laps to 29, only lost 2 drivers from the race. Second safety car though. Oh, as VC Ryan's actually in.
Ryan is into the pits. So I'm going to assume Kirby's coming in. Yep, Kirby's came in. Ansma stays out as expected.
Yep.
Angelissimo staying out as expected. Kiwon in as well, and so is Cal.
Scrub stays out as well. Obviously, being on the hards, he will stay out. But yep, VC Ryan, Kirby, Key11, and Cal17F1 all diving into the pits. All
Oh, that's been an interesting stop. Oh, that's not a safe release.
well, we have Angelissimo and Antsmas changing positions up at the front under the safety car. So I think some people are being caught out by obviously someone having to brake in front for the safety car, or maybe the safety car getting too, or them getting too close to the safety car. This is why I think there should be a necessary rule of a car's length between each driver, so that they
I believe
obviously
it's
don't.
10 cars, isn't it?
No, that's you can't fall 10 car lengths behind. I mean, there should be a standardised rule where you have to stay at least 1 car length behind the other driver, so that if they brake suddenly, you have at least a car's length to react. Whereas you're not right on the back of the car in front. If they brake heavily, you smash into the back of them.
Yeah, you need a little bit just reaction time. If you don't want to think about it, basically the little bit of gap you have that means you've more reaction time to go either way in case a car breaks suddenly in front.
Yep. But we're just waiting for all the drivers to catch up to the back of the safety car line. Good to
Yep.
know, no one's been lapped.
No.
With the amount of wing changes and pit stops, you would think some people would have been way behind, but nope, no one's been lapped. So, although interesting to note though, from 4th to 10th, they're on brand new hards. The top 3 are on 11 lap old. As
Oh,
Angelissimo's
Angelissimo's in.
Yep. So obviously he
That
wants.
pit lane entry is a very tight pit lane.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
and a
just been given.
5-second penalty.
Yeah, he won't serve it in this pit stop. It'll have to be the next one. But if he's going to the
He's
end,
on mediums.
yeah, if he's going to the
He's
end,
got wing damage.
oh, that's interesting. Oh, maybe when
Yeah,
him and Antsmaz traded places under the safety car in the previous lap, he may have hit the back of
yeah.
Antsmaz.
That's a 5-second penalty. He's gonna have to serve that at some point in the if there is another safety car under another safety car or at some other point. Oh,
Yep.
that was close with NT. That was very close.
Yep.
Did NT
So
have to give him the position back, or what's going on here? I think NT came in behind him and had to get the position back.
yep. If Angelissimo was past the pit exit line at the end of the pit exit, then yep, NT cannot overtake Angelissimo.
Yes.
But
So at the moment, obviously the front two still have not yet pit. How much of a Scrub obviously being on old tires here? What you think is his mindset?
I think he just wants to try and create as much gap as possible behind him to VC Ryan, so that when he does pit, he's still within striking distance. Because obviously, if he gets overtaken by Ryan and then he has Kirby and Vapid behind him, especially Key11 as well, he's going to be under immense pressure. And within 3 laps of the safety car coming in, as it's coming in now, they're going to have DRS. So he'll probably want to stick with Antsmaz and try and pull away. But safety car is on its way in. All the cars are starting to bunch up. Antsmaz is effectively the safety car now. Just a note as well, 4 drivers at the back are the only ones with penalties. So it'll be interesting to see where they finish if there is another safety car. So
Obviously, the penalty for Angelissimo can be removed under safety car. I believe RA has got corner cutting penalties, which cannot.
no.
Same with NT and same with Senna.
Well, Antsmaz has gone, and I think he's actually caught out Scrub.
Cal has been caught out, I think, a little bit by BC and Mike. He's fell a little bit back.
He has his
Angelissimo,
teammate.
I believe RA has spun as well. And NT's also spun on the safety car restart, but actually NT's gone into the pits.
Yep, he has pit.
Onto the hards. Scott currently still in P10 trying to get some temp into these tyres at the moment. I can see him doing a little bit of weaving back in P10. At this moment in time, looks at VC Mike in P7. Was looking a little bit close to the back of Key1. However, Scott has actually made them. Whoa, Scott's
Scrub.
round. Scott is round.
Scrub just dropped 2 places.
Yeah, Scott has lost it. Scott's dropped it near the end of the first sector, and he's down to 17, so not ideal. Vapid now all over the back of the Mercedes driver. It's going to be, there could be 3 places potential loss here for the Mercedes driver if he is not careful. Vapid
Uh,
close, however, Key1's close, and so is Mike, so is VC Mike. Vapid's going to go round the outside of Scrub. Scrub is going to defend this line. Is he going to let him just go round the outside, try and have the? Yes, he is. That means now that I believe, obviously, Key1 and Scrub also know each other quite well, different teams, but I wonder if they all work together. Try and wonder Key1 will just be let through here. I wonder.
well, interesting to note as well, Alpha
That is a
Arty has no front wing.
round the outside for Key1
Yep,
on.
Scrub made a
There's
mistake.
VC Mike. VC Mike, the one now needs to get past. However, he has Cal for company. Trying to go down the inside. Cal's going to try and do the switch back to the outside. Try and go around the outside of this corner. He's going to have the ERS being used. Try and make the move. Try and switch to the outside in the Aston Martin. Trying to go round. Nope, does not manage to make it stick there. Cal now trying to make it stick on the Red Bull once again. Not going to be close enough though.
Nope, he is not. There is a train of 4 cars with 2 directly behind them. So this is going to be
Oh, 2 penalties for Checo and Cal at the same time.
Yep. So both Aston Martins fighting with each other. Checo is all over the back of Cal and trying
VC
to pass.
Mike. Oh, VC Mike's going to try and go around the outside at the left right.
Oh, he can't hold
Not
it.
going to happen there. As Adam Lee, I believe, has picked up his first time penalty of the race. As here comes VC Mike once again. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner. A little bit of contact. Does not manage to make the move stick. Cal trying to go around the outside. Has not managed to make that stick either.
Nope. Interesting note as well, and Ants Maz has now got a 1.82 second gap from himself to VC Ryan.
Adam Lee down the inside of Berserker Mark. A little bit of contact there forces Berserker Mark wide. The move does get done by the Alfa Romeo, but I'm not sure if it was in the cleanest manner. However, going back to the front, VC Ryan and Kirby. Kirby's got a 3-second time penalty for something there. I believe it was corner cutting. VC Mike trying to come back at him.
Almost 3 wide going into that corner there.
Run the outside. That'll be inside for next corner. Shuts the door for the Alpine. So the Alpine cannot make the move stick. However, that's not VC. That is basically allowed Ansmas to get a 3.4 second gap.
Yep, Ansmas has took off and disappeared. Scott W overtook XCR Senna and Alpha Arty. Alpha Arty still driving around with no front wing, so that can't be a good experience for the McLaren driver. VC Mike all over the back of Scrub.
Yep, he's got the inside this time. He had outside line last time. Scrub is going to yield on this one. However, Scrub now has to worry about defending and attacking because Cal behind him on not much ERS deployment is going to go for it. However, he's going to get boxed in here by the Red Bull. Is he going to get it? Oh, little bit of a moment there. That's going to allow his teammate to get a little bit closer. However, we go back to, I believe it's Vapid is going to have a go at Kirby here. Obviously, Kirby with that time penalty, which never seen the manner of how he got it. So it could be interesting to see if that does get appealed. However, Vapid is going to have a go. I believe we have a yellow as that Adam Lee spun at the
final corner.
Coming at the final corner. As Vapid's still close. He's going to try and use some ERS. No, he's not. He's actually not close enough on this occasion.
So Fresh and JDM are going at it as well. The Williams and Ferrari, with Scott W not too far behind. But yeah, I mean, I would say chaotic race so far. Angelissimo sets the fastest lap, 1:21.
He's on softs.
Yeah, he is. He's actually in 18th place.
He's got damage. He must have got damage.
Yeah, I think he did get damage. NT as well, running in 17th. About 12 seconds behind XCR Senna and Alpha Arty. Arty is definitely struggling.
Gonna potentially line up the move here. He's gonna have to go defensive a little bit though. VC Ryan has just enough. Key1, by the way, has also joined this battle for what is P2. So the Alpha Tauri on the back of the train can sit here for a little bit, as I believe Scrub and Cal. I believe Cal did get move done. And then Scrub just got the position back.
Yeah, I think Cal lost it on the exit of the turn.
I'm just seeing how much Scrub is struggling though at this point on those tires. Cal should be able to get this move done. However, not much deployment, but I don't think that's going to matter for Cal. He will have the double dose of the DRS heading into the first corner, first and second corners, and he will have it here as well. Scrub still remaining close. However, Scrub will be able to see that Aston Martin is on very low deployment. However, Cal covers the inside, maybe trying to get his teammate past the Mercedes driver. Also, both Mercedes powered cars, but can Checo take advantage of this and try and get a little bit closer? As I believe Adam Lee has spun once again, and I believe we have a full safety car.
Yep, we do indeed.
Oh, and there's a collision with Cat. I think Checo's hit the back of Scrub. So now, this is the time for the runners that are on those tyres, the hard tyres that have not yet pit, to go into the mediums, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Ansma's the gap's cut down to 1.3 seconds, so Ansmas is either spun or just because VC Ryan's been trying to push, he's gained a little bit of time back on Ansmas. But this is where some hard decisions are going to have to be made. There is 11 laps remaining. You're probably going to be under the safety car until lap 20. So
Yeah, I don't. The softs are outside the window because it only lasts for about 7, 8 laps.
it's going to be a close one.
Ansmaz is indeed in. I believe it will probably be mediums for Ansmaz unless he's feeling brave.
Well, we're about to find out because he is in the pits. VC Ryan stays out on the hard. So does Kirby and Vapid.
It is mediums for Ansmaz.
Yep, medium tyres. Scrub and Checo both in as well. I believe
Checo
Alpha
only on
will
7 lap hold meet on hards. I'm quite surprised he's come in.
Quite a lot of drivers actually coming in. Let's see who's brave enough to.
Ansmaz out in P9.
Alpha
Just ahead of
coming
So
in.
Fresh. However, everyone now in front of Ansmaz is on much older tyres and much harder compound tyres.
Yep, soft tyres for Checo, soft tyres for Scott. So soft tyres for Adam Lee as well.
Yeah, the thing is with the soft tyre runners, you do not want to weave if you can help it.
Well, we are
Because
about
that is
to
going to
find
add
out.
unnecessary tyre wear on.
Angelison was out on 2 lap old mediums, so Electon, he runs wide into turn 1 there.
That
but,
would be the tyres that he went on to before he had to pit for a set of softs.
well, it's not just that. Alpha Artie's out on 10 lap old hards as well, so obviously electing to go back to used tyres for grip or possibly
Potentially no tyres left. No fresh sets.
It could be that they have no tyres left. Also to note, how has actually Exio Senna's got in front of his teammate Scrub, so the
Yes,
Mercedes,
Scrub did pit.
Yeah, he did. He's out on mediums, so
I would assume there will be a swap on that safety car restart. I would assume.
more than likely. I think Scrub will be a lot faster on the mediums, but the Mercedes running 11th, 12th. VC Mike up in P5, his teammate NT down in 14th. Obviously Kirby up in second with his teammate in, I believe he's actually out. Vapid in third with his teammate down in 10th, and VC Ryan with his teammate down in 13th. So a little bit of mixing and matching with obviously the pit stop strategies. All the drivers obviously don't want to bunch up together under the safety car and double stack cars, but
yep, Artie and Adam Lee have come back in again. I believe that Artie's wanted to go into a set of softs. Yes, he has.
Don't know why Adam Lee's back in again. It'll be for our set of softs, but the ones he had on were brand new, so probably he wants to make sure they're brand new because the safety car will probably be in the end of this lap, so they will have 8 laps running, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen because I mean, even though they are on the faster compound tyres, there is a lot of cars between them and a podium place. So it's definitely a massive question mark for Adam Lee, Alpha Artie, and Checo and Scott W as well. I think Scott probably can get himself into the points, running 13th. As long as those soft tyres hold out, it should be okay, but I mean, they're probably going to be screaming by the end of this Grand Prix. But the safety car is in this lap. So VC Ryan will effectively take over the role of the safety car. And we are about to be under green flag racing again as Alpha Arty and Adam Lee at the back again are switching places. So VC Ryan is slowing down, electing to let the safety car go. I mean, do you know what? The best time I would probably say to go under safety car is mid corner when your rival behind you is still navigating the corner. Then you obviously accelerate out the corner and try and gain as much speed down the straight. But we're about to see, is VC Ryan going now? He has went. Oh, he spun!
Yep. Oh, I don't know
VC
what's.
Ryan.
I think Antsmas has been caught out a little bit as well. I've just seen Antsmas has been caught out by JDM, and he's now trying to make the move on the Ferrari driver, and he's down the inside, and that is that done. Antsman's up to 7th and got Berserker Mark. We have another yellow. That is, I believe, Key1.
Ryan has
spun
lost
off the safety car restart as well.
his entire front wing and is all over the place.
Very wide from Berserker Mark. Antsman's trying to make the move around the outside. Now going to try and go for the inside. It's going to be the outside for this corner. Berserker Mark has it covered. Going to be very close. Antsmas, the great traction comes off that corner. Can he make it stick? Berserker Mark is going to hold it a little bit of contact made. However, I believe Antsman's got that move done.
Yep, and here we go. JDM is trying for a move on Berserker Mark. Oh, and So
that's
Fresh.
a yellow at the back. I believe that's So Fresh.
Yep, So Fresh is spun.
Side by side with Berserker Mark and JDM, as you were saying before as well. Yep. The Alpha Tauri is going to be on the outside, the Ferrari on the inside. They're still side by side. Little bit of contact. And round goes the Alpha Tauri.
Yep, so...
Now it's going to mean that Scrub is close as well on the back of JDM after all that happened.
Yep, he is indeed. Checo up to P9 as well. Angelissimo and Adam Lee.
Adam Lee spun once again, I believe.
I think he's got wing damage as well. I think he's missing half his wing. Yeah,
no, he's not. So Alpha Arty's looking a little bit all over the place. Angelino's trying to make the move, but he's not going to be close enough there. So we're going to go back to... I think Scrub got caught out in that... Well, no, there goes JDM. JDM's had an issue somewhere and he's reset. Or he's had a spin. This has happened side by side between NT and F1 Checo. Obviously, Checo on the soft compound tyres is going to go down the inside. And it's going to be an easy move done. But if he can keep with him, NT, he might be able to make advantage of it. As Alpha Arty, I believe, has lost position to Angelissimo. Still side by side. And Arty trying to make... As Angelissimo got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting and gaining 1 position. So I wonder if that will be reviewed afterwards. Potentially, who knows? Cal and Antsmas. Cal's side by side now with the McLaren driver. That's going to be an easy move as well for Antsmas. He's carving his way through. He's up to P4.
Yep. I think for most of this entire race, Alpha Arty and Adam Lee have been at each other's throats. But Alpha Arty, that was a definite corner cut there from Alpha Arty. But he is trying to stick with Angelissimo. Adam Lee is all over the back of him. Goes down the inside. And a little bit of squeeze onto the wall there from Adam Lee.
Antsmas, has to avoid a near miss from VC Mike, who lost it very nearly coming at the final corner, but now has got himself up to P3. Yep, for what is, I believe, the 4th time in this race. However, it is VC Mike with DRS obviously enabled this lap, as there goes Adam Lee again. I believe he's lost further positions with that. Obviously, a little bit of struggle getting those tyres back down from probably being an oven in terms of temperature.
Berserker Mark into the pits, but...
Yep, I must have got damage in the collision with the Antsmas. About 9/10 the gap at the front at the moment. We've got about 7 laps or so left of this Grand Prix. Is this sort of settled yet, or do you reckon we're still yet to see more?
Oh no, I think this is definitely not over yet. We still have Checo on the back of Scrub. Vapid is catching Kirby. Very
Checo
quickly.
has nearly no battery though. He's used almost all of it in the process of trying to catch up. A yellow once again, Adam Lee has retired from the session. However, we've just had a safety car, so I don't think we're going to have another one just now due to that nature.
Nope, we are not. We also have a battle at the back of XCR Senna and Key11, the Mercedes driver, and the Alpha Tauri. Mercedes driver trying to get past.
Now, as you're talking about that, Antsmas is about to line up another target in the form of Vapid. Obviously on much older tyres, Antsmas is just charging his way through the field. He sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. It's going to be potentially moved done into this corner, 2.5 tenths back. He is close enough. Vapid will defend the inside line. Ansmas is going to have to do it the old-fashioned way around the outside.
Oh,
Runs a little bit wide, and Vapid does keep hold of the position. But how much longer is that Williams going to be able to keep hold of that position from the McLaren? Look at the grip difference as they come out of this corner. As Ansmas is going to line up once again in the same corner. No, he's not. The traction once again for the McLaren is going to be much better than that of the Williams side by side as we head down the long flowing left-hander side by side still. Who will yield? Ansmans is just ahead. Does manage to just get it.
oh, okay, that was a ballsy move from Ansmaz there. Vapid only managed to keep in front of him because he got DRS from Kirby, but he has fell out of the DRS of Kirby due to battling with
Vapid has
Ansmaz.
next to no battery. Now Ansmaz is going to potentially line up that move on there, a move on Kirby as NT and Angelissimo are battling as well. Just think Angelissimo's just got past the Red Bull driver. Not sure if he's going to be able to make anything else out just now. Not really.
No, I think he is. Well, 12
However,
lap
he's
old
still
cards.
close. He's still got some speed, but the thing is, Angelissimo doesn't have much battery himself. The two very long batteries. We have a yellow at the back, I believe. That is potential. That's VC Ryan out the race.
Oh, yep, DNF for VC Ryan. Actually, Kirby needs to get a move on. He's got a penalty.
Yeah, he got one earlier on with VC Mike, but I don't know. Ansmaz has just got. He's piling the pressure on here. Ansmaz really looking at trying to get this move done with, I believe, only about 5 or 6 laps left in the. Well, actually, probably 4 or 5 more like left in this Grand Prix. Vapid has fell away, and it's going to be interesting to see how much longer Kirby can hold on. However, he doesn't have much battery, does Ansmas. Kirby does have a little bit more down the inside. I wonder if Kirby can be tactical here. Try and let him go and get the DRS on the next straight. A little bit of barging via the side pods there and a little bit of contact. However, Ansmas is through. Look at the grip difference between Kirby and Ansmas. Obviously, Ansmas have much, much fresher tyres. But look at the amount of just more drive that the McLaren gets coming off the corner.
Yep, he is definitely pushing to try and get in front, but he knows if Vapid manages to catch up, because those hards are weird, they go out of performance and then come back in again, so he really needs to push because Vapid's going to be on the back of this, but Vapid's dropping a little bit back from Kirby. As long as Kirby sticks with Ansmaz, Vapid's tyres may actually die before the end of the race.
Yeah, they're a lap older.
Yep. So
than what the Alpine drivers' tires currently are. But he's a little wide there. The dirty air causing some problems there for Kirby. Does lose a little bit of time as Angelissimo picks up a time penalty just as well. Yellow as Senna retires. I wonder, we've still got time for it. It is indeed.
Yep, it's a safety car.
This is going to be softs.
Yep.
If people want to pit.
It's going to be a mad dash to the end on softs.
However, at this point, do you pit because the safety car may only stay out for 1 lap?
I think if you're at the front, you pit because people behind you are probably going to pit. I mean, the only thing that's a saving grace for everyone is they haven't got to the pits like the last one. The last safety car kind of messed up the leaders because they had already passed the pit entry. Everyone else behind who didn't. Oh, actually, Ansmas is staying out. Yep, Kirby's in. Is Vapid in? No, Vapid stays out. VC Mike
Kirby's going to have to. Yeah, well, Kirby doesn't really have a lot to lose at the moment, considering with that, even if he stayed out, he was still going to drop a few positions. This really, the soft tires are on. Checo's into the pits as well, obviously for a set of softs, as well as Scott. Scott obviously got new tires, so obviously they now need to catch back up to the safety car queue as
crashed. Cal and VC Mike have crashed.
VC Mike might have damage then, I might assume.
Yes, he has. He has no front wing.
Scary there for Artie because there was a car doing a donut directly in front of him.
Well, VC Mike has no front wing on the Red Bull.
The front runners from the actual sprint race have not had a good time of it.
Nope, it looks like almost every single driver has either had a spin or something happened during the race. But as we said before, it is a pretty long race, 29 laps. The track's not exactly short, so the drivers had to obviously plan their strategies out for this. But I don't think this safety car is going to be out very long, and VC Mike.
It's in this lap.
It is in this lap. VC
I
Mike's in a
knew
really
that was
bad
going to
place.
happen. Yeah, VC Mike, I think maybe he's complete. He's out. I think he's out of this.
So we are about to get underway again. He is in
The
P7.
soft runners. I will go and have a look at the say that VC Mike may well be a little bit of a hindrance here to the likes of Kirby. Obviously, Artie on 7-lap-old softs is not really going to be doing a lot with those tires because those tires have already seen the best of it. I think seen the best of those tires.
Yep. So let's jump back up to Ansmaz. He is the effective safety car as we are about to start the penultimate lap as So Fresh
So
gets a
Fresh
5
has
second
managed to
penalty.
pick up has managed to take a 3-second time penalty under a safety car.
Oh, Ansmaz.
VC Mike has had to pit. So VC Mike gets out of the points. Kirby, look at the launch he's got on Alpha Artie. That he's about to go for a move into turn 1. Down the inside of the McLaren. Is he going to send it? Yes, he is. Side by side, Alpha Artie. Not really much he can do about that. However, Checo behind as well is going to potentially try and make a move. However, it looks like Scrub as well has lost the position to Angelissimo, and NT was thinking about a move down the inside there. Look at Kirby coming back through the field on those tires, seeing if he can try and make a 3-second gap. However, with only 2 laps of racing actually left in this Grand Prix, he needs to get a move on. NT, is he going to try and send it down the inside? No, he's not. Kirby, the grip difference between that and the hards. NT on 16-lap old hard tires. He's still on those tires, I believe, from when he pit. Kirby's going to use a lot of his battery to try and get alongside the Red Bull driver. Not really much the Red Bull driver is going to be able to do here. And next target for Kirby is going to be... Oh, that's a little bit of a corner cut there for the Alpine driver. The battery probably will be drained now. Kirby trying to get as close as he possibly can to the back of Scrub in the Mercedes. Obviously, the Mercedes on 9-lap old mediums versus 1-lap old softs. We'll get the best of those tires. Look at the difference, as I believe NT and Checo are going side by side as well. Checo, oh, there's contact there as Scott has been. Oh, there's been a huge amount of contact there. The ghosting system has not done its job properly there.
No, contact made between Q11 Scott W and Scott W has fell all the way down.
So I think Scott hit the back of Checo. However, we go back to Kirby. Look at the difference once again. I believe Scrub is struggling a little bit. However, it is the final lap of the Grand Prix. Lick the stamp and send it from Kirby down the inside. It's going to give him the outside for the next corner. Scrub knows that he has a penalty, so he can probably keep hold of this. However, I think Scrub may well be able to get podium out of this, considering the penalties in front.
Yep, Angelissimo with penalties and Kirby as well. Checo and NT are throwing everything at each other, but Checo has just pulled away from NT and he's now all over the back of Scrub. So,
yep, Scrub has no battery either. As I believe we're about to come towards the end of this race.
Yep.
Kirby is going to get close, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make a move. No DRS, obviously. So it's going to have to be done on pure slipstream. No battery left for the Alpine. Not close enough to send it. However, we're going to have to go back to the front, I believe, because I think Ansmaz is going to be the one to win this race.
Yep, Ansmaz is coming up to the final corner. He has a 2-second gap over Vapid, but he comes round the final corner and up to the line and is going to take the victory in round 6 and sets the fastest lap as well. Vapid
Checo's going to get close, but it's not enough.
Scrub takes P3. He jumps Kirby and Checo and takes P3. And Kirby finishes 4th, Checo 5th, NT in 6th, Q11 7th, Angelissimo 8th, Scott W in 9th, Berserker Mark will take P10 with GDM in 11th, Alpha Artie in 12th, and with So Fresh finishing 13th, and VC Mike
finishing at
14th. So, actually, VC Mike jumps him and takes P13. So driver of the day.
Also to note before we go driver of the day, there will probably not be podium questions on this round because unfortunately there are time constraints for myself, so I won't have time to do them for this week, unfortunately.
Nope, that's fine. But yeah, so
Okay, back to driver of the day.
yep. I I don't even know. I would probably have to
Ah,
say I would have to say Scrub on his debut getting a
kept himself
podium.
out of trouble.
Yep.
Well, no, he's been here for a few races, I believe.
I don't remember. Oh no, I think he was actually here last week when I wasn't here.
Yeah,
Um,
he was here last week. He's been here for a few rounds, so he's not in debut, but still a good result. As I say, he's good at keeping himself out of trouble. So
yeah, I would say Scrub. For me, probably Scrub because he managed to grab a podium start P10 as well. So yeah, as you can see, Antsmaz does take the victory around Albert Park in Melbourne. Vapid does finish second with Scrub in P3 with Kirby after his penalties. He will take P4 with Checo in 5th. NT25 will take P6 with Key11 in 7th. Angelissimo will take P8 with Scott W in 9th. Berserker Mark will take 10th. JDM in 11th. Alpha RA takes P12 with VC Mike in 13th. And Sofresh will end his race in 14th. I believe Cal DNF'd, Senna DNF'd, Ryan, Adam Lee, Leclerc, and Dillworld as well. Yeah, so as Sam says, he does have time restraints, so there won't unfortunately be any podium questions for this week. But we will be back next week for Singapore, which I cannot wait for. It will be back to normal next week with the short qualifying 5 lap, then 50%. But
yep,
don't forget to tune in on Monday to XER for
yep.
the Brazilian Grand Prix. It is a sprint race for Monday as well, so be interesting for that one. But uh, that's it from us, I would say, for this week, unless
Yep.
you want to add anything, Sam.
Not really. There was some great driving on show. There was some driving that may well be looked at afterwards, but that's for sure is obviously to look at. But overall, some good battles that we've seen throughout, and yeah, not really much else to really to add. Congratulations to everyone that finished. Obviously, it's a difficult track, as I say, at points to actually finish on, considering the new sort of tarmac that obviously went down on that track at one point recently.
Yep. I definitely second that one. Some awesome moves that we saw. Um, but as I said, me and Sam will be back next week with Singapore. Same time, same channel. So be there for that, and everyone have a good night.